Hey people, welcome back. And in this video, we are going to integrate ChatGPT with Flutter. So if you don't know, ChatGPT is AI platform where you can, chat with a bot, which is an AI bot, which is getting very popular. So you might be, knowing about ChatGPT or OpenAI. So yeah, this is going to be a very interesting demo. So let's start. So what we are gonna do is basically we'll create a chatbot app where we will ask some question and it will give us some answers, right? It will be a single screen, but it will be a lot of fun, a lot of crazy implementation. So before we proceed, I would just request you to subscribe to the channel if you're not the subscribe already, like the video, and also let me know in the comments what kind of videos you want to see on this channel. So coming back to, let's go to pubspec.yaml, and here we will add a couple of dependencies. First would be the ChatGPT SDK. So now again, this ChatGPT SDK is already available, but I wanted to tweak it a little bit because there were some bugs. So now you can get it from my GitHub account. So that's the first dependency which I would want you to add. Second is I'm using Velocity X for some design specific things. If you want, you can eliminate it. It's totally your call, but because I'm very much used to it, so I prefer to use it. Now going back to main.data, as you can see, there is just a normal container. Nothing much is happening over here. So what we are gonna do is basically we are gonna create a chat screen. So in the lib folder, what I'm gonna do, I'll create a new file which I'll call chat screen.dart. Inside this file, this will be a normal material.dart sort of setup, material.dart, and then it will be a stateful widget, which I'm gonna just say chat screen, and then I'll replace this with this chat screen over here. All right, this looks nice. Inside this chat screen is just a simple container, right? So I'll rather have a scaffold with an app bar, and the app bar will have a title, and then it will have a text saying chat GPT demo. One more thing is to see is this basically there is a use material 3 as true. Also we can just say debug show check mode banner as false. So chat GPT demo. Now you can use this material 3 flag if you don't want, you can avoid it, but I prefer to use it. Okay, so this is our scaffold. It looks pretty good enough, right? There's nothing much is happening. What I want here is basically a text field where we can enter some text and something happen. Okay, so I'll do one thing. In the body part, I can do is I can use a column first of all. So column. Okay, and then if you know column has some children, right? The first children would be let's say a container where I'll have a decoration. I'll use a box decoration color as, let's say, context dot text theme dot or context dot card color, right? Rather. So how I will use like this context dot card color, how it will work. So basically what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna import something called Velocity X package. So now once I'm done with this part, okay, I got some error which should be fixed. Okay, I got some context.card color. There's a container, and okay, there is one more child which we will add. Okay, so the child part we will add build text composer, which will be a visit which will create just now. So this build text composer, let's create it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say widget this composer, and then we will create this widget. So it should return, let's say, a container, not container, let's create a row, and this row will have again some items, right? Okay, I'm running too fast. Okay, so what this row will have, one would be a text field, right? So a text field which says send a message, and then a button which says icon button send and something like that, right? So okay, now we can see this send a message with a button, right? This looks nice. The only thing is that I would prefer if it has some padding. Okay, so we can give this horizontal let's say px8. Yeah, this looks better. Or maybe px16 would also not look bad. Okay, we got this send a message thing. Looks nice. This text field has a send a message thing, which is again pretty good. But when you click on this send button, nothing will happen. So that's something which we will have to consider later. Also, let's have a text controller also for this. So final text editing controller, controller, text editing controller, and we can assign this controller to this text field, right? Okay. Invalid const value because this is not supposed to be a constant. Yeah, this looks nice. So we are done with this part. Now when you if you have used WhatsApp or any chat application, this thing always comes on the bottom, right? So what we can do here, we can have a flexible, let's say, container, right? For example, which will have a height of context.screen height for now. And I think that will move this thing to bottom, but this is now covering the safe area part. So what I'm gonna do, I'll cover this column, I'll wrap it with a widget called safe area. Yeah, this is better. So this is now going good. But this flexible does not do anything here. It's just a container. I don't want a container over here. I want some data. I want a list. So what I'm gonna do, I'll prefer to have a list view over here, list view dot builder. Okay. What it will do, it will have an item builder, which will again have something. So I'll move this container from here to here. And then rather than screen height, I'll say, let's say 100, and I'll return it. So now if I give some color to it, let's say I'll give colors.red. Okay, you can see one single, container, like a list item. What we can say, we can have an item count. For example, let's say item count is 50. And let's do this, and then also give some padding. Now you can see 50 items coming over here, right? So this looks nice. But rather than this, we want a message, right? So how we not gonna do this? So what I'm gonna do, I will create a list of messages. So I can name it, let's say, chat message. Okay, and I'll call it messages, which will be blank. Okay, so this will be a list of messages. So rather than saying, item count is 50, we can just say messages.length, whatever the length of the message would be. And then rather than just saying a container, we can say, for example, messages index. Okay, so this is all you have to do. Also, if you remember, if you have used any WhatsApp or anything like that, the chat goes in the reverse order. So I'm gonna just say reverse true, and then I'll add some padding to it. So I'll just say vxm8, which is 8 padding from all angles, all sides. Okay, this is nice, but now this chat message does not exist. So what I'm gonna do, I'll create a new file called chat message dot. So this time it is going to be a, let's say, stateless widget, chat message. Okay, looks fine to me, at least. Okay, I'll import a material rather. Okay, so this is our chat message. Chat message will have what? Two things. One will be text, and one will be the sender. Who is the sender and what is the text? Okay, and then I'll add the final parameters. Okay, these are the two things. Then rather than a container, we can have a row where we can say, okay, first of all, let's use whatever the AI is giving us. So there's a sender, there's a text, something like that, chat message. Okay, now let's go back and let's fix it. Okay, now we have something over here, but how we will see what's there, right? We are not inserting any message. So what we'll do, let's say hello, and there, hello there, hello, are you there? And if I click on send button, nothing happens. So for that, I will have to create a new function, a new method. Let's say send message. Okay, inside that I can write some logic which will do something, right? So send message will do what? First of all, it will insert some message, right? So I have created a chat message, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'll say chat message, message, okay, is equal to chat message, first of all text. So controller.text will give me the text, and sender by default it will be user. So this is how I will get some message over here. Then once I get this message, I can say set state, and I'll insert these two messages. Wet index, zero index, element would be message. Okay, and once I'm done with this part, I can ask the controller to clear itself. This looks nice. Now this send message is not being used, so I can use it when you press on this send button. Okay, one thing is that, and on submitted I can again use it, right? So now if I say hello, how are you there, if I click on next, you can see we have a message, hello, are you there? This looks nice. But now where is the chat GPT? It's not doing anything, right? So for that we have to do certain changes over here, or let's introduce few things from the SDK which we are using. So first thing which I would like to introduce is we are going to use something called ChatGPT. We will call it API, or I can name it something else. Let's say ChatGPT itself. So ChatGPT, we got our app crashed for some reason. And then the second thing which we want is stream subscription. Okay, subscription, and we will got a subscription. We will import Dart async. In the meantime, let's run this app as well. So what we are doing is we will also do few things. Let's say let's have init state, and let's have a dispose override as well. Okay, two things. So we will initialize it. We will dispose the stream subscription. For example, here we can just say cancel. Okay, now it's launching. All right guys, so now we are done with the subscription part over here. So what we can do now, we can use ChatGPT, like how we will use it now. Okay, so we have the instance ready, everything is ready. So after this controller.clear, first of all we have to create one request. Okay, so how we will create a request, we will say final request, and I can just say complete request. Here we will ask for prompt is the message, basically message.text, and the model you can use K translate model v3 or v2 is the latest one, we will use that. And then max tokens, let's use 200. Okay, now there is one more thing which is very important, is that we have to use an API key to access all the information. So how we will get the API key? So I'm gonna paste the link over here. So link for API is this. You will go to beta.openai.com. You will create an account, then /account/API keys. You will find your secret key or API key, and you can use that. So I'm gonna use mine. Don't copy it. I trust you guys that you won't copy things. So then what I'll do, I'll use my subscription. I'll use my ChatGPT dot builder. Builder will ask for the token. So I'll pass my token over here. For example, I have a token which starts from SK, and this is my token. Then it will ask for the organization ID. So if you're using it as an individual, you can leave it blank, and then it will say on complete stream, pass the request. We already have the request, we have passed it. And then we will say dot listen, and then we will get some response. Now it is giving me an error because ChatGPT has to say that it cannot be null. And then rather than just saying event, I'll say response. And now, okay, what we're going to do, we are going to use this chat message as bot message. What it means is basically we will get the response.choices 0.text, means this is here we will get the answer. This time the sender will be bot, and we don't have this field, so let's remove this. So this is how you will get the bot message. Once you get the message, then you can just use your messages set state and then message.insert bot message. Also, I want to print this thing. Okay, so I'll just say vx.log and this thing. Okay, and also let's see what we get in the response. So let's do a hot restart. So what we did, we used the API, we made a request, and then we will get some data. So now let's say hello and let's press enter. So nothing will happen. So there is a bug in this SDK yet, that on the first time it just uses dot builder to initialize things. That's why you don't get anything. Let's ask next question. How are you? And now if I do enter, then you will see that we will get some response. In the response, if I try to see, there are choices. There is ID, model. This is the model which we are using. Object, usage, 15, prompt tokens 4, total tokens 19, choices. You can see we have text. This text will have all the data. So now if I just remove this and if I just say this, you can see in the debug console that it showed us, I am doing well, thanks for asking, how about you? Although this looks good, let's say I ask a next question, what is Flutter? Okay, I'll press send. And now again, after some time, I'll get some response. So there are two problems. One, this UI does not look good at all. Second, once I send a message, there is nothing saying that I'm gonna get some response. So there should be some typing indicator or that the chatbot is doing something, right? So those are the two things we have to fix. So let's do one thing. Let's fix the first one, which is that it does not look good. Okay, so why it's not looking good? So we'll go to chat message. We'll see that we are using a container and all that stuff. So rather than that, I'll use text and sender. Okay, and I can just say dot text dot make. This I get from velocity X. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna import velocity X. Here I can just say I want it as a subtitle one kind of thing. And now if I see it, oh, this looks terrible. Now how I can make it even better? I can just say dot box dot align center, for example, dot make, and I can just say dot centered. Now I can give it some color, for example. Then I can add some padding. This looks nice. Then I can make it rounded. This looks a little bit better. Then this color also, we can do something like, if the sender is user, then we will use the red color, vx.red 200. Otherwise we will use green color, green 200. This is looking a little bit better than before, but we are repeating the user both times. So this expanded also, let's remove it. Rather than this, we can use another text. Let's say text dot make. This is looking fine. We can also trim this text, which will look a little bit better. And then I can add the body text one, maybe. Let's make it semi-bold. Oh, not semi-bold, not looking good. Maybe what we can do? Bold is fine. I think body text one is fine. This is looking better. Now there should be some padding, right? So this expanded can have some px padding, px8 probably. No, not expanded. In fact, we can give the padding to this. Okay, yeah, this looks better. Now even there can be some vertical padding. So I am in favor of py16. That is too much again. py8 should be fine. Yeah, this is looking nice. And also I want cross axis alignment to be start, not center. Yeah, this is fine. And then main axis alignment center anyway. So now this is looking good. So we fixed one problem, which was with this with the user and bot thing. This looks better now. Second thing is, when I ask something, it does not show any indicator. So what I'm gonna do, I can create another field over here, which will be is typing. If it is typing, then I'll keep it as false. And what I can do, once you send a message, once you insert some data, you can say is typing is equal to true. And once you receive some response from ChatGPT, before inserting, you can say is typing is equal to false. And then in the UI, one thing which I want to add is that after this, like I want to add a divider as well between this. Yeah, here it has a small divider which I don't know if you can see or not. And then I'll check if this is typing. Then I want to use 3 dots. Okay, 3 dots is an indicator widget which we will just create. So what I'm gonna do in the lib folder, I'm gonna say 3 dots dot dot. So now how we will create it, so I'll just copy and paste some code. So it's a stateful widget with a mix a single ticket provider mixin, where we have an animation controller. We are using just a list to generate 3 dots, and then we are changing their opacity with animation, and we are just repeating it. So now if I just import it, then let's ask a question. Let's say, what is World Trade Center, right? Let's send it. So now you can see this typing indicator over here. This looks pretty cool, right? And now it gives me some response, and now I understand, right, that something is happening. So this is a bot. This is a pretty good bot now. 2 points. Not 2 points. Let's ask something else. Let's say, what is Kodpur? What is Kodpur? Right, and I can also press enter to submit, because on text submitted is there. And you can see web-based platform provides suite of developers to create. It gives me some random data about Kodpur, but that's fine. So you got the idea. This is how you can create your first ChatGPT application, a demo of an AI bot or OpenAI AI bot. I hope you enjoyed it. So this was just a start. You can use this knowledge to build something out of it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, press the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about ChatGPT or what else you would want me to create on this channel. And yes, please share with your friends and don't use my API key. Bye bye guys. See you in the next one.